Basically, I came on this trip because I knew it was going to be a trip that I had never experienced before. So often I think when we think of traveling or, um, traveling abroad, it's more or less, oh, so it's going to be a vacation. Or, oh, it's going to be a mission trip. Or, oh, you're going to go do work somewhere. And this trip was different because, yes, it was kind of a culmination of those three, but not specifically defined to one sort of criteria, I guess, for that, because we did a lot of work, we worked hard, we got sweaty, but at the same time it wasn't out of charity, but at the same time it was very enriching, and we were able to learn a lot and kind of see a lot of cool and awesome things. Um, it sounds weird because most people want to pick the biggest kind of biggest events, and we went on Tuesday, we went on a hike to a waterfall. Most people would say, oh, the coolest part was seeing this waterfall, but I think the coolest part was actually the journey there, and going up and just kind of standing on this ridge and just seeing, like, you're able to see where we came from, like where the finca was, and also where we were going, and just kind of getting that landscape, and it almost seemed unreal. So I think just kind of that interesting thing of exploring and just seeing new territory. The most interesting part is, for the most part, whenever you go on a trip, people tend to have goals, and it's great to have goals. But for example, if you go on a school trip, your goal is to do what you have to do in country to get a good grade. And if you come here to do mission work, it's do as good as you can and build as much as you can while you're down here. Whereas here, yes, we had different goals, but our goals may have been, I want to be a better communicator, I want to be a better listener, I want to be just a better person all around. So from that aspect, we kind of had the freedom to just make the trip how we wanted it to be. It's hard to say. I would just say I have a much broader perspective now. Everybody from this trip has come in with different backgrounds, whether that's different places in the country that they came from, different ideological differences and religious differences, and it's just kind of this melting pot of ideas that I don't think I've ever experienced before, and it was definitely interesting, and I'm excited, and I've always been an open-minded person, but I think this has enabled me to even be more open-minded, if that makes sense. I grew up on a farm back in Pennsylvania, and for some reason when I hear the word farm, I think of like Midwest, like cornfields for miles and hays and pastures, and that's beautiful too. But at the same time, this farm is embedded in basically a rainforest, and it's really cool to see how it's considered a farm, but at the same time, it's pretty much part of the ecosystem too. Well, like I said, I think the way that I developed was developing a more open mind, a broader perspective, and I think where you grow up, sometimes it is your perspective is narrowed a little bit. Whereas, your county might be all Republican or all Democrat, or you might be all this religion or that religion. Whereas here, I think like I said, with bringing everybody together, if everybody would learn to develop a more open mind, it certainly would bring people together for the good. And we talked about this a lot in our discussions, but it certainly would, I don't want to say bring world peace, because that's a lot, but at the same time, everybody, I think, would be more appreciative of each other and nature as a whole, I would say. I think I would tell them would be not to think about going on the trek. I mean, it's great, and I think the best thing I did was I didn't pack until basically a day before we were about to leave, or 2 days before we were about to leave. It's important to have your things, but at the same time, if you just think and worry and plan, you get this vision in your mind of what your trip's going to be, and maybe it may not live up to expectations, or maybe it'll exceed expectations, but I think if you come in just kind of like, hey, I'm here, like, let's do what we're gonna do. It definitely, I think it makes it more fun. I think it makes it more unexpected, and just makes it a better round experience as a whole. This trip would be beneficial for anybody, really. It would be great for, you could even do high schoolers, college students, young professionals, veterans, young people in their midlife crisis, just people, just anybody I think can get a great experience out of that. But that being said, only if they come in with the mindset that they want to be changed. At the same time, if they come in just saying, well, I'm gonna sleep on an uncomfy bunk and work the whole time, that's not gonna be good for them, and they're not gonna get anything out of the trip. But if they come in with an open mind and kind of an open heart too, I think just it would be great for any group of people. If I could pick one adjective, I would have to say probably togetherness. And I don't know if that's an adjective or not, but honestly, whenever the people that are in your group, I didn't know them. We met more or less just a few times before the trip, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna put you in a car ride, and we're gonna put you on a plane ride, and that's where you're gonna develop your relationships. And we were saying, I think by Tuesday, we felt as if we had known each other for years. And so I think that togetherness in this environment definitely fosters the opportunity to get to know people on a more intimate level. If you're considering going on a trip like this, first off, definitely consider it. But consider it with an open mind and just a willingness to be adventurous and be different, because I think everyone here has their own quirks, and that makes it a dynamic group. And don't be afraid, and that was nice about this trip, no one was afraid to really tell about their past experiences and the feelings they have at this time. So if you come in with just this excitement and this willingness to learn, this could be one of the best experiences of your life.